Well, as you can see, we're coming to the end of the growing season here in Scotland. We've got a much shorter growing season than everywhere else in the UK, so my tomatoes are all gone now, unfortunately. But it does give me the chance to give you a bit of a quick review of the whole season as we've gone with the Quadgrow units that I brought in. So basically, it's a thumbs up. I did get more tomatoes than I got previously, but I got that because the growing season actually extended. I was still getting tomatoes much later into the year than I would normally. So not that the plants were overly laden, it was just it extended things. It was much easier to use. It was a much more even watering, so I wasn't getting the split tomatoes that I used to get, which is brilliant. Tomatoes all tasted as good as they would normally, so no complaints about that. So definitely yes, I would recommend it. Quadgrow system has been actually really good. Were there any downsides? I suppose if they could make any kind of improvement, it'd be fab to have some sort of level meter on this so you could see how much water was in it, because I was finding if I wasn't being very regular and saying right every Wednesday I fill it up or whatever, then there were times where accidentally it would get empty and I wouldn't find out until the plant started to wilt. Not so much with these ones, obviously, because tomato plants are a bit hardier, but with the littler plants, I've got some herbs in one of them. I was finding that with them. So yeah, so if they could put some sort of level gauge or meter on there would be fantastic. The other thing I found, not so much with this bit, with these two bits, once I was all finished, in fact you can see it there now, once I was all finished and ready to clean everything up, lifted the pots, okay, it's not a fault with it, but just a bit of a warning if you haven't used these before, all the roots to the plants grew through the wicking material that it was used to pull the water up, so the plant roots were actually going down through that into the water, and it made it quite hard to get the plant out because obviously the material was through here and it had really expanded with the roots, so I had to cut that to get it out, meaning it's not reusable. I'll have to replace it for next year. I haven't had a look yet to see how hard it is to get your hands on that, so Garden Sensations, who I bought this from, I hope you have extras that can be bought online. That will make my life a lot easier, because if I can't get that, what do I do? The other thing was when I took the pot off, I discovered lots, and I mean lots, of little eggs all over it. My first instinct, because I get a lot of spiders in the greenhouse, was it was spiders. Turns out not. I was just saying, as you can see, slugs. Having the cold, dark, wet environment attracted so many slugs into the greenhouse. I've never had an issue with slugs before, but I kept finding slug trails, although I was never seeing a slug. So I was wondering, why have I suddenly developed a problem with slugs in the greenhouse? Taking this apart, I discovered why. Underneath the pots, like I said, the pots were covered in eggs. Underneath the pots was a slug hotel. It was absolutely covered in slugs. And on the underside, bits of tomato, obviously the ones that had fallen on the floor, got swished, etc., all over. So the slugs were obviously taking the food in there and living in their nice, wet, dark slug hotel. So it didn't affect the plants. They didn't eat the tomatoes in any way and affect the actual growing plants. But just to warn you, it's a bit of a shocker when you take it apart and see the amount of slugs in your greenhouse. So next year, I may attempt to put some copper tape on the bottom to maybe hopefully stop the slugs coming in the first place. So I'll let you know how that goes next year. For the moment though, like I say, positive, happy with it, would definitely encourage people to buy this if they want to try it out. I didn't just use it for tomatoes. It's the end of the growing season for the tomatoes, but come and see my chilli plants, they're still going. So as you can see, I've got another two smaller versions. They're called Chili Grow. I'm using one of them for chilies. The other one I'm actually using for herbs. So as you can see, chilies are looking fantastic. They're still going, even though we're now hitting November here in Scotland. I'm getting so many chilies on these plants. They're really big, really healthy, lovely chilies. Really happy with that. In fact, I'm getting so many chilies that I'm having to dry strings of them because I can't keep up with them. The other thing I'm using it for, as you can see, is herbs. So I've used the other chili grow and I've been growing parsley, chives and basil. Basil is all gone now because it's a bit cold for it, but the parsley has gone crazy. So still struggling to use all of the parsley. but really happy. I've found that this Quadgrow system, whether it's the chilli one or the full-size tomato one, is fantastic. It's so versatile. You can use it for anything that fits in those pots. So next year I'm actually going to attempt to use it and maybe grow some different things in the greenhouse. So I will let you know how that goes. But as I say, I would thoroughly recommend it. If you want to give it a try, go and be brave and get one. I'll give you another review at some point in the coming year. Bye folks.